Hello followers. Today we are going to see most interesting and important topic, Oracle collections. Why we need collections? Because if you are using normal variable, we can't store it at a time multiple records. If you want to store multiple records at a time, you need collections. That's why we are using collection from the SQL engine to PL SQL engine. We can fetch the record, multiple record at a time, and we can store it using bulk binding. So that's why it's more powerful performance wise. If we start using collection, our PLSQL code will work very fast because it's reduced the context switch. Okay, context switch means um, from SQL engine to PLSQL engine to get the data one request and response, it's called one context switch. So if you are using normal variable with normal loop, what happen? If you have 100 records, it will happen 100 context switch. It will go and it will get the data and it will put it in the PLSQL variable again and again. But if you use collection, you can read it once and you can put it using bulk collect. You can put it in PLSQL variable. Then the SQL engine connection, we can close it. Then we can read it from PLSQL engine. Okay, that's why it's very fast. Okay, so it's use multiple attributes and these are the three collections we have. One is associative array, nested table, and VARRAY. Let's see one by one. Okay, so what is collection? Collection is the PLSQL data structure that stores multiple values of the same data type in single variable. Okay, single variable. Why do collection improve the performance? Because it's reduced the context switch between PLSQL and SQL engine for processing multiple rows at once. Okay. What is the difference between associative array, nested table, and VARRAY? Okay. So if you want to only use it in PLSQL memory level and the collection also sparse collection. Okay, there is a concept of tens and sparse collection. Sparse collection means in between gap will be there. If you have 10 record, in between some 2 to 3 records deleted, that is sparse collection. If it's continuous collection data is there, then it's a dense collection. Okay, so associative array, it has sparse indexes. Okay, nested table or dynamic. Okay, we can store the value dynamically based on our data. We can extend and we can store it. Okay, and we can create the nested table data type in the database as well. Okay, and VARRAY is fixed in size. Okay, so the declaration say itself the size is fixed, so we can't uh, extend the size of the VARRAY. That's why it's fixed in size. So normally, if you have dynamic collection, go for nested table. Okay, if you are using only in memory level, then you can use associated array. Okay, which is collection support sparse index. Okay, associated array only supports sparse index. Okay, which collection has a limit? Okay, only array. Okay, array has the limit. So limit attribute. Okay, which collection can be stored in the database table. Okay, VARRAY and nested table. These two stored in the database already. I created the video, the nested table and VARRAY. You can go through that, how to create it and how to manipulate. Okay, so we can create and we can use it in PLSQL. Okay, what is the difference between count and limit? Okay, count is current what is the number of elements stored in the array, that's it will the collection it will give. Limit, what is the maximum capacity of that V array, it will give the limit. Okay, what is bulk collect? Bulk collect is fetch multiple rows into collections into single operation. Using one operation it will fetch entire record and put it in the PLSQL variables. Okay, that is the bulk collect. What is for all? If you are doing the DML operation, thus using single context switch, then you can use for all. For all, performing bulk operation, bulk DML operation. Okay, that is for all. Why are bulk collect and uh, for all faster than loops? Because it's minimize the context switch. Because it will make single context switch for the entire values. Okay, that's the difference. Normal loop, it's based on the iteration, it will go. Okay, if 100 records, it's 100 iteration, it will go. Okay, that's why. What is the context switch? Its context switch is transfer control between PLSQL engine to SQL engine. Okay. What is the difference between delete and trim? Delete removes specific or all the elements. We can delete the specific element or all the element from the collection. Trim only remove the end of the collection. And whatever the last collection, that one. What is exists? If the element is available, then it will exist with true. Okay. What is the first and last? What is the first index or last index? Using first, you will find out first, last index. Last, you can find it. Find out what is the last element index. Okay. Prior. So before that, what is the index number? Index element we can find out using prior. Next element we can use it using next. Okay. Can associative array stored in database table? If you get the question, it's we can't store the associative array in the PLSQL table. Okay, so these are the important concept in collections. Okay, in the interview perspective also, mostly we will get this kind of questions only. Okay, that's why I explained what are the attribute and what are the collections. Okay, let's go with the uh, sample program. Okay, just I am taking first VARRAY. Okay, VARRAY, just I am declaring the VARRAY type. Okay, type name as VARRAY. The array is a 5 records it's hold. The var 2 of 30. Okay, so I just I am assigning 3 values to the VARRAY collections. Okay, then using for loop I am printing it, and whatever the attributes I discussed, those are all the attributes I am printing it using DBMS output, and I am ending the program. Okay. Okay. Let's go with this program. Okay. I'm running it. So now I'm running it. Okay. Now first I am printing these 3 values. Okay. So collection declared using for loop. So starting from um, first to 3 elements. I assigned what initialization itself. I assigned 3 values, and those 3 values I am printing here. Okay, this I index using I index I'm printing. Okay, then count how many count we have count of 3 records. Okay, that's a 3. The index count is 3. Then first element the index is 1. Okay, that last index is 3. So it's giving the last index. Limit, what's the maximum limit? Is a 5. Okay, the array limit is 5 rows. It's maximum hold. Okay, if more than that, it start giving the error memory overloaded. Okay, period. So now we went next. Next means what is the after 2 element? What is the index? Okay, 3 is the next index. Okay, that's why it's giving 3. Next to 2 we asked, so it's a 3. If we are prior, if we are third element prior to 3, it's a 2. That's why it's coming prior to 2. Okay, that's the way we can go the collection, next collection, prior collection using this attribute next and prior. Okay. Okay, then this is a exist keyword. If the collection is the second collection is exist, then we can use this exist keyword, and we can let's see. So you can use it using extend class. We can add the element this one. Okay. So if you want one more, then you can use another exit. Okay. And see, I am extending, and I am hooked the element. I am adding it yellow 2. Okay. So now if we see, so now I added this element as well. So now if you see last element, if you want to see last element, it will show 5. Okay, so now trim will trim the one element, right? Now before trim I am putting 1 dbms, after trim I am putting. Okay, so, see, it's before trim it's 5. After trim, the last element removed, it's 4. Okay, so that's the way all the attributes we can use. Okay, whatever the business operation you want to do it, so you can fetch each record from the collection variable, and you can do it, and you can close it. Okay, so this is the VARRAY. Okay. Nested table. Nested table. This is the nested table. So um, here it's not fixed. So VARRAY we have fixed size, right? But PLSQL table dynamically we can um, extend and we can store the value. There is no fixed limit. Okay. So this is the sample program. So all the attributes, whatever the attributes I want, I used. Okay. Just this one also I will run and show it. So this is the so this is what um, so first I am printing the count and first last next prior same element I use it. Okay, delete. Okay, I can do the delete. Okay, and then extend I can add. So based on the business need, we can do the operations. Okay, this is the next table associative array. This is the associative array. Okay, this is the syntax for associative array. Type name is table of backward to of 30 and index by PLSQL integer. So the associated array we can create the index number character as well. Okay. So I am going with integer. So using this syntax, we can go with index with the integer. Okay. So just I am printing those all attributes and exist means I am printing exist. Then I am loop I am printing the values. Okay. So here I used next value to loop it to get the all the record to initialize and exit. Okay. So this is the associative array example. Yeah. So I am printing it here while loop. It will come first record, then it will move to next element, and it's till is not null. It will start looping, and once it's done, then it will exit. Okay, this is the okay. What are the methods supported in VARRAY, nested, and associated array? This is the tabular column give more idea. Okay, so interview also you will get some questions. So count first, last, next, prior, exist, and delete. These so till exist all the collection it will accept the attributes. Starting from delete, array we can't use delete. Okay, delete attribute we can't use in array. For associative array and nested table we can use it. Extend we can use it in associative array and nested table. We can't use it in associative array. Limit only in VARRAY. Okay, so mostly you will get where we can use these attributes. Okay, so you should have good idea on where we have to use these attributes. Only you will get confusion only using this delete and extend and trim limit. Okay, if you are using wrong collection this attribute it will give error. Okay, so make sure you will be using correct attribute to collect correct collections. Okay, so okay, next okay, so now one minute. So I want to show for all. Okay, for all perform bulk DML operations. Okay, so if you want to do the DML operation bulk, then you can use. Okay, just I want to show some for all exceptions. Okay, wait. Okay, so some important topics. See, associate array it support bulk collect and for all save. Okay, and nested table also it support bulk collect for all save. VARRAY it support, but it support only bulk collect for all, not recommended. Okay, it's used because it's fixed in size, right? Limit, fixed in limit. So that's why it's not recommended. But still we can use it, but it's not recommended. Okay. Mostly associative array and nested table. You can use it for bulk processing. Okay, because it's dynamically it's allocate the memory. Okay, sometimes you will get the question when you use nested table, when you use associative array. Okay, normally think in that way. If you want process the record and store it in the some table or some update you are going to use it, then better go with nested table. Okay, but it's only memory lookup, uh, then you can go with associative array. Okay, so because nested table we can store it in the data, we can store it in database as well. Okay, that's why if you want to use it in some updates, inserts everywhere, then go with nested table. If you only memory lookup or cache, then you can go for associative array. Okay, so if you have only fixed elements, then you can go for VARRAY. Okay, that's the way you can um, use it. Okay, most of the time, everyone they are confident in PL SQL. When it get into the collection, they will get some fear. Maybe seeing the syntax, but mostly if you are very good strong in the basic, so the data type declaration and the attributes level understanding, then you can easily handle the collections. Okay, so remaining all loops and all, it's normal only. However, you're using normal loop, same way you can handle it. Okay, so this one I want to cover it, and just I want to show uh, an example, bulk processing example. I want to show it. Okay, so how the memory level thing. Okay, just I want to show one. So this I want to show one bulk load. Okay, this is a I created one table demo, and just I will see what is the record count. Okay, select one from. Okay, I have 100K records. Okay, 100K records I have. Okay, so what I am doing, I am declaring one nested table. Okay, then I am so this utility may have some utility get time. I'm so normal for loop, how much time it's taking using bulk collect. So bulk collect, how much time it's taking. Just I am taking the example and with a limit class. Okay, without limit, what happen? Oracle it fetch entire record into memory, and if you have not have sufficient memory in the PGA, then it will give the slowness. Okay, that's why we can always go with some limit. Okay, so better use the limit class to handle the large volume. Okay, so now I am going with here 5,000 limit. It's entire. So just see the stats. Okay, how it's working. Okay, see first normal for loop. What's happening? It's taking 11 Hz seconds. Okay, but unbounded it's taking 9 Hz second. See, but batch 500 it's fast. 7. Okay, just 100K. Okay, 100K record, we can see this much difference. If you go millions of billions of rows, terabytes of data processing, if you go with bulk collect, you can see huge difference in the performance. Okay, that's why always whenever you are seeing planning the code in PL SQL, first fetch the record from SQL and put it in the PL/SQL. Okay, PL/SQL table or associative array. From there, you can read and do the processing. Then you can load it back. While loading back also, store it first in the PL/SQL table. Once from the PL/SQL table, read it and do the FORALL update to back to SQL um, table. Okay, database. Okay, directly. That's the way you can improve the performance. Okay, this is the performance tips always I use. Okay, you can also use the same. So whenever you see the code in your code, if you are seeing normal for loop with multiple context switch, if you move to bulk collect, you can see huge difference in the performance. Okay, so that's the way I want to discuss. So the syntax is simple. Okay, it says bulk collect into that variable just limit. Okay, so and we have save exception also. So what happened? Normally, if any error happen, so entire process will stop, right? But in the bulk processing, what we can do, we can use save exception. So using save exception, we can store the data, and the exception we can retrace it. Okay, just showing that also. So one minute, I will show that also. See, now I am creating on nested table. Then what I'm doing, just bulk collect into this variable. I am storing all the variables where employee ID, this one. Then what I am doing, I am updating to this table with 2000 salary for all syntax context switch, right? So if we use save exception, if any error happening, it will store it. Okay, in the save exception. Then using SQL percentage bulk exception handle, we can read. We have two attributes, error index and error code. Using those two, it will give the error index number and what is the error code, SQL error code it will give. Using this attribute, we can handle the bulk exception. Okay, previous you will get if any failure happen, how you handle in the bulk for all. Using save exception, you have to. So why we use indexes? Because it some delete operation happened because it's allow deletion. Okay, nested table or associated, it will allow the sparse collection, right? Any element deleted. So if example 1 to 10 records there, they deleted 3 records in between the processing. Okay, then that element is missing, so it will read start from ending to end, or 1 to end, right? That time that missing element, it's start throwing the error. So if you use indexes, it will handle it. Okay, those sparse collection handle, we use this indexes class. Okay, so that's the way we have handle for all, bulk collect, save exception. So these are the topics in the collections. Okay, uh, I am coming to the end of the video. I think mostly I covered all the area in the collections. Okay, so if you are good with this all the area, then you are very good understanding of collection, then you can use it in your projects and in your interviews. Okay, it will give very good impression to the interview. Okay, thank you for seeing the video. Please subscribe my channel. Please share your feedback, share it with your friends. So I will be posting the videos regularly, so please subscribe it, then you will get immediate notification once I upload the video. Thank you.